Once upon a time, in the days when Israel had no king and everyone did what was right in their own eyes, the people were suffering under the heavy hand of the Philistines. For 40 years, they ruled the land with iron and fear. But God had not forgotten his people. To a barren woman from the tribe of Dan, an angel of the Lord appeared and said, "You will conceive and give birth to a son. He will begin to deliver Israel from the hands of the Philistines. He must never cut his hair, never drink wine or strong drink, and never touch anything unclean, for he will be a Nazirite to God from birth." And so, Samson was born a child of promise, marked by heaven, set apart for a divine mission. As he grew, the Spirit of the Lord began to stir within him. His strength was unlike any other man's. It wasn't the strength of training or armor, it was the power of God flowing through a consecrated life. One day, on his way to Timnah to see a Philistine woman he desired to marry, a young lion roared out of the vineyards and charged at him. With no weapon in his hand, Samson tore the lion apart as easily as one might tear a young goat. No one saw it happen, only God. Later, when he passed that same place again, he noticed something strange. Inside the lion's skeleton, a swarm of bees had built a hive, and there was honey dripping from the bones. He scooped some into his hands, ate it, and even gave some to his parents, though he never told them where it came from. At his wedding feast, he posed a riddle to 30 Philistine guests. Out of the eater came something to eat. Out of the strong came something sweet. They couldn't solve it, so they threatened his bride. "Get the answer from your husband, or we'll burn you and your father's house." Terrified, she wept before Samson for 7 days, begging him to tell her the secret. And on the 7th day, his heart softened. He revealed the answer and they used it to win the bet. Enraged, Samson left in anger. But the Spirit of the Lord came upon him again, and he went to Ashkelon, struck down 30 men, took their garments, and paid off the debt. Yet Samson kept returning to Philistine women, first the woman from Timnah, then a prostitute in Gaza, and finally, Delilah. Delilah was beautiful, cunning, and paid well by the Philistine rulers. "Tell me," she whispered night after night, "where does your great strength come from? How can you be bound?" 3 times, Samson lied to her, saying he could be tied with fresh bowstrings, new ropes, or even woven into a loom. And each time, the Philistines came, but the Spirit of the Lord broke every trap like But Delilah never stopped. "How can you say, 'I love you,' when your heart is not with me?" she pleaded. Day after day, she wore him down until his soul was crushed. Finally, he told her everything. "No razor has ever touched my head, for I have been a Nazirite to God since birth. If my hair is cut, my strength will leave me, and I will become like any other man." That night, while he slept on her lap, she called a man to shave off the 7 locks of his hair, and the Lord departed from him. The Philistines seized him, gouged out his eyes, and dragged him to Gaza in chains. There, in the darkness of prison, Samson ground grain like a donkey, humiliated, broken, forgotten. But, as the days passed, his hair began to grow again, and in that silence, his heart turned back to God. The Philistines gathered in the temple of Dagon to celebrate. "Our God has delivered Samson into our hands," they shouted. They brought him out to mock him, placing him between the 2 central pillars that held up the entire roof. Samson whispered a prayer, "Sovereign Lord, remember me. Please, God, strengthen me just once more so I can take revenge on the Philistines for my 2 eyes." Then he braced himself against the pillars, one on his right, one on his left, and pushed with all his might. The temple collapsed. Thousands died that day, including Samson. In death, he fulfilled his calling. He began to deliver Israel from the Philistines. And though his life was full of flaws, his final act was one of faith. for true strength was never in his hair, but in his surrender to God.